Hey everyone, and welcome to Isms by Josie. Today I'm going to be doing this crochet kit from the Dollar Tree. For my returning subscribers, thank you so much for tuning in. And for my new viewers, please consider subscribing, share, hit that like button, leave a comment below, and click on that notification bell for future videos. So today, you guys, I have a viewer request to do this whale. Now, this is where the whole Josieism started. My best friend had asked me to help her do the crochet kits from the Dollar Tree, and she gave me the teddy bear, I believe. I started the first one. And from there, it just seemed to spiral out into request upon request doing these crochet kits. They're very cute. They really are. But the instructions are not so cute, especially if you are a beginner. I personally do not think that these kits are made for beginners. There's not much information there and how to, this one actually has a lot of pictures, so I really like that. But the ones that I started on were a total mess. So I am here to create this whale. Now, I've been searching far and wide for the first 6 crochet kits, and it took me forever. Most of them were images from viewers sent to me, and now there's a whole new 6. This is blowing my mind because, I thought that it would be a great idea if they continued this crochet kit making new characters, because it is a hit. The only sad thing is that the instructions suck, but this is a great idea. And so someone had contacted me and showed me that there were like 6 more, and I'm just shocked. So I am here to hopefully help you guys out. I'm excited to do them because I'm assuming that the instructions have evolved since the first one that I've done, what was it, maybe 2 years ago. Okay, so let's look. We're doing this whale here. And I have it on my phone because this was sent to me via email. So if you do have any requests and you don't want to wait for me to find it, because if I were to find these, I straight away said, if you have images, send it to me, because, otherwise I'd have to wait for this to pop up in my Dollar Tree, and they normally have nothing. So, let's take a look. I'm not gonna look and dissect everything off of the sheet, because apparently this is, just bits and pieces of the photo. But I kind of get the gist of it from all the other kits that I've done with them. So let's just get cracking on this. If you need to speed up or slow down this video, go ahead and click the gear button on the corner. There's playback options for fast and slow. If you don't need to hear me talking, you can click on the CC button, the closed caption button, and then lower the volume on your device. Because this was sent to me via email, I am going to be using my own string. But based off of the photo of the whale, this might be easier to see. This is a lighter blue. I know when you get into the darker shades in these videos, it gets a little harder to see the stitches and what I'm doing. So hopefully I'll be able to help you guys out. And on my channel, I will do new stitches 3 times, as slow as I possibly can, and then thereafter I go a little faster pace, just so that we're not eating up a lot of video. And then the instructions I'll walk with at least once. So let's see what we've got going on here. Alright, so we're going to be working with the magic ring. This is something that's standard in amigurumi, so once you learn it here, you could possibly learn it for another kit that has magic ring, adjustable ring, magic loop, anything like that. Alright, so let's show you how to do this. I am doing this with my right hand. If you are a lefty and you need a lefty, please comment below. I am going to try, sorry about that. I am going to try very hard to get the lefties out. I have a long list of lefties. I used to do it lefty right after the righty, but I have a long list that just happened not too long ago, so bear with me. But yeah, we'll be doing this with righties today. Okay, so start off the magic ring, you want to take some yarn here, and we're going to loop it around our finger about twice, like that. And you want to leave a little bit over your finger, so you can take your middle finger and clamp down on it. Now you're going to have 3 strands on your finger. You can tighten them up a little bit so they're not too loose. And then we're going to palm up, so you face your palm up to the ceiling. I'm going to use the crochet hook that came in the other 6 sets. This one is the size of it is on the side of your hook. It's very faint, so you'll have to look for it. This one says this is a 3.5 millimeter. So comment below, correct me if I'm wrong, if you have a 3.5. If it's not a 3.5, let me know, and then, you know, the next characters I will switch, because I'm going to assume that the new characters that are out have the same hook size, but I'm hoping that the new 6 have the same hook size as the old 6. Alright, so we're going to slip the hook underneath the 3 strands like this. Make sure you clear the yarn, meaning when you poke through, whether it's this or your project, you want to make sure the hook doesn't pierce in between the yarn. This yarn is a Red Heart, so their quality is a little bit better. I know the quality of the yarn in the Dollar Tree kits are not as great, so it's easily to unravel and pierce through, so just make sure you clear it. That way you have a nice clean stitch and all that jazz. Alright, so I'm going to pull this hook back out, but I'm going to hook this strand and I'm going to pull it underneath these 2. So let's pull the hook back. You'll have to twist the head of the hook to hook it, and to go under the other 2 strands without hooking that, just like this. Okay, then we're going to yarn over, and yarning over is basically putting your feeder yarn over your hook. So yarn over, and we're going to pull that through the loop. So that is going to close these bands of loops here. You can remove your middle finger, you can remove the loops off of your index finger, pinch at that loop so it doesn't, you know, you don't lose anything. But I'm gonna grab up some yarn here on my finger. I go crazy with it. I mean, I was always told never to do that, but this is what I do. So you can either learn a bad habit from me or I think you're supposed to like do something like this, like I don't even know, it goes around your pinky, something like that. That way you only have 1 strand the whole time. But listen, I don't have time for that. I need my yarn when I need it. Okay, and then when we finish this part, we're going to do a chain 1. So you're going to want to yarn over, and you want to pull that through the loop like that. Okay, so now from this point, the first round says that we have our chain 1, which we did, and then we're going to do our 6 single crochet stitches. So let me show you what a single crochet is. You're going to put your hook into the loops, you're going to yarn over and pull up a loop, you're going to yarn over again and pull through 2 loops. Okay, so again, put your hook into the loops, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over again, and pull through 2 loops. So we have 2 single crochet stitches, our chain stitch so far. Let's walk this through one more time with you guys. Into the loops, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, and pull through 2 loops. So now we have 3 single crochet stitches and a chain stitch. So we just got to complete this 3 more times. 1, 2, and 3. Okay, So now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 single crochet stitches and our chain stitch. Now we have to close it, and that's the whole magic ring aspect of it. You have enough room to make your 6 single crochet stitches with ease, and then now we have to close it to where the hole is no longer there. So how you do this is we are going to overhand the hook here, hold the feeder yarn to the side so it's out of your way. We're going to take our index and thumb, and you're going to want to gently pinch the first chain stitch that we did down here, and just pinch it light enough to stabilize your project, because we're going to be pulling the excess piece here. We have 2 loops, as you know from before. We're going to pull this, and we're going to see which loop starts to go into the magic ring first. So take this and pull it slowly until you see movement on one of the loops. And as you see, we have movement on this one. So whichever loop it is for you, I'm going to want to pull this bottom end out, not this top end here, the bottom one down here. So take that loop that moved, and you want to pull the bottom end out. You're going to start seeing the other loops start to disappear, and that's exactly what we want. This is going to help you disappear your loops in a clean manner. If you just pull this on its own, one of these loops is going to bunch up, and either you have a hard time pulling it, or you're just going to leave it and it's going to be a weird piece sticking out. So keep pulling till that other loop disappears into the magic ring, like that. You might still have a little hole, that's okay. Now we got to make this loop disappear. So you want to grab the excess piece, start pulling that till that disappears all the way in. And just to make sure we close this very well, you pulled out this way, we're going to go opposite and up. So if this is like 180 degrees, we're going to go 45. And just pull it till it's snug. You're going to feel a little slip of you pulling this out, and then the hole is completely gone. You don't have to pull this super tight. Okay, so now we completed our first round. We have to close this round off. So, we are going to count back 6 stitches from the hook. So, these stitches are decipherable by seeing how it looks like a braid. If you ever braid your hair, see someone with braided hair, each braid is a stitch. So we're going to count 6 of them. We're going to stick our hook into the 6th stitch. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. If I did this with a darker yarn, maybe you might be able to see it, but I always feel like lighter yarn is easier to see. So when I put the hook into the 6th stitch, I put it just under the braid. Okay, you want to clear the yarn, make sure you're not poking through the yarn anything, but you want to slip it under the 2 loops of that stitch, just under the braid. And then to do a slip stitch, we're going to yarn over, and you're going to slip this yarn underneath everything off of your hook. So pull that through. You'll have to manipulate your hook to get that under, and pull it through everything, just like that. Okay, so we officially closed our first round, ready to start our second one. Before we move on, I believe these kits give you a set of markers. If they didn't, you can always cut a piece of yarn, preferably a different color, but if this is your first kit and this is the only thing you have, you might want to be to use it sparingly, because I know these kits don't give you enough yarn. So you can either risk cutting a little bit of the white I think you get in here, or find a string or something. If you don't have these markers, anything, you stick it underneath the braid of the last stitch you made. So on the top of the last stitch you made, we're going underneath the braid. You want to make sure you clear that. so you're not poking through the yarn, just going under it. And then we're going to close this marker. If you really think that this is something that you want to continue doing, I would suggest, if they give you these in the kit, even getting more, because sometimes you have the same instructions, row, 5 through 55, and I mean, they sell in packs for a few dollars, so you could get 50 in a pack. You can get 100 in a pack. I've never done it. I've actually just collected all the markers from all the kits that I did. But it is very helpful when you get to the instructions that tell you, how many rows, and you only have, 4 or 5 of these. What are you going to do, right? So anyway, we have our marker here, and we are going to continue to the next round. So for the next round, we have a chain 1, 6 increasing stitches, a slip stitch, and end up with 12 stitches. This is definitely different from the first set of instructions we got. I mean, if you saw those old videos, it comes with a chart and it doesn't specify the chain 1. Well, it does the chain 1, it doesn't specify the slip stitch. So this is great already. All right, so again, we're going to chain 1, and my voice is cracking all over the place. So embarrassing. So sorry. All right, so yarn over, pull that through the loop to chain 1. So now I'm going to show you how to do an increasing stitch. So from here, we are going to go into the next stitch, put your hook in there. Basically, an increasing stitch is 2 single crochet stitches in this one stitch that we just put our hook in. So yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2 loops. We're going to stick our hook back into that same stitch that we just used, and we're going to do it all over again. Yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2 loops. So now we have the 2 single crochet stitches in that one stitch, and we have our chain 1. So into the next stitch, we're going to stick in our hook. You're going to yarn over, we're going to pull up a loop, we're going to yarn over again, pull through 2 loops, then into the same stitch, put your hook in, we're going to yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2 loops. So again, we have another 2 single crochet stitches in the same stitch, and altogether we have 1, 2, 3, 4 single crochet stitches and our chain stitch. So we just have to do this 4 more times. One more time, walking through with you guys. Stick your hook into the next stitch. We're going to yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2 loops. Then into the same stitch, put in your hook, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2 loops. So now we've done 3 increasing stitches. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 single crochet stitches and our chain stitch, and then we just got to repeat this 3 more times. So I'm going to do this on my own now. 1, 2, oh, 1 increasing stitch, 2 increasing stitch, and 3 increasing stitches. Okay, and then you can remove your marker here. We're not counting similar rows of similar instructions. So I'm going to place this, I'm going to put this aside for now. What we're going to do is count back 12 stitches and do our slip stitch. So from the hook, count your 12 braids here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Stick your hook into the 12th stitch, braid looking thing. We're going to do a slip stitch. You want to yarn over and pull that through everything off your hook like this, and then we're going to take our marker and put it on the top of the last stitch you've made like that. Now we can start our round 3. So for round 3, we have to chain 1. In brackets, we have 2 single crochet stitches, an increasing stitch. We're repeating this 4 times to do a slip stitch and then end up with 16 stitches. It's a lot, but I'll break it down for you guys. So for round 3, we're going to yarn over and chain 1. Then we're going to do 2 single crochet stitches. So into the next stitch, put in your hook. We're going to do a single crochet stitch. And then into the next stitch, we're going to do our second single crochet stitch. Now, then it says we have to do an increasing stitch. So what we just did, we're going to stick our hook into the next stitch. Again, we're putting 2 single crochet stitches in it. So yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2 loops. Into that same stitch that we just used, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2 loops. So we have our increasing stitch, 2 single crochet stitches, and a chain stitch. So altogether we have 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, now we just have to repeat this 3 more times. So 2 single crochet stitches, 1, 2. We've got our increasing stitch, again 2 single crochet stitches in 1 stitch here. So stick your hook into the next stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2 loops. Into this same stitch, stick your hook in, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2 loops. So we have our 2 single crochet stitches, our increasing stitch. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 stitches so far. So we just got to repeat this 2 more times, sorry. So into the next stitch, single crochet stitch, second crochet stitch into the next stitch. Then we have an increasing stitch. Okay, and then we're going to repeat this 1 more time. Into the next stitch, a single crochet stitch. Into the next stitch, a single crochet stitch. And then into the last stitch with the marker, we're going to do an increasing stitch. 1, 2. You can remove the marker. We're going to count back 16 and do a slip stitch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Stick in your hook, and we're going to do a slip stitch. So yarn over and pull through all loops off of your hook. And then we're going to mark the top of the last stitch we made, just under those braids. And then we're going to start with round 4. So for round 4, we're going to chain 1. We have to do 3 single crochet stitches this time, an increasing stitch, and then we have to repeat it 4 times, a slip stitch, and end up with 20 single crochet stitches. Okay, so chain 1, and we're going to do 3 single crochet stitches. So 1, 2, and 3. We're going to do an increasing stitch, and then we just have to repeat this 3 more times. So 3 single crochet stitches, 1, 2, 3. Okay, we're going to do our increasing stitch, 1, 2. So now we just have to repeat this 2 more times, 3 single crochet stitches, 1, 2, 3. We're going to do an increasing stitch, and then we just have to repeat this 1 more time, 3 single crochet stitches, 1, 2, 3, and then do an increasing stitch. 1, 2. Okay, remove the marker, set it aside. We're going to count back to 20 and we're going to do a slip stitch. So 5, 10, 15, 20. Stick your hook into the 20th stitch. We're going to yarn over and pull through all loops, and we're going to mark off the top of the last stitch we made. So it's starting to curl inside and we have this little tail sticking out. This side is the wrong side and we don't want this to show. So when it starts to curl up and it's at a comfortable spot, it could be now, it could have been before, it could be a few rows later, but what we're going to do is just invert this. So all we're going to do is flip this inside out. So just push the center in and flip the edges out. So now that the yarn is all nice and disappeared here, you could tuck that in here. And you can tell because looking at the back, everything kind of just meshes together. You can barely see the rows, the individual rows. When you flip to the right side, you can see how more definitive the rows are, and these are going to be easier for you to count if you ever lose count of what row you're on. Okay, so now we can continue with round 5. We have a chain 1, 4 single crochet stitches, an increasing stitch 4 times, and we're going to end up with 24 stitches. So let's chain 1. Let's do 4 single crochet stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we're going to do an increasing stitch. 1, 2. Then we just have to repeat this 3 more times. So 4 single crochet stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then we have to do an increasing stitch. 1, 2. Okay, so now we're going to do 4 more single crochet stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then we're going to do an increasing stitch. 1, 2. Then we're going to do 4 single crochet stitches one more time. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then we're going to do an increasing stitch. 1, 2. Remove the marker. We're going to count 24 stitches from the hook. So 5, 10, 15, 20, 24. Stick your hook in to the 24th stitch. We're going to yarn over and do the slip, and then put your marker on the top of the last stitch, and then we're good for round 6. Okay, I tend to count in 5s, like 1s, 3s, or 5s. So depending on how large the number gets, because sitting there counting 1 at a time, it just ends up sounding funny to me, and then I'll lose count. Comment below if that happens to you. It's probably just me, I don't know. Okay, so we are underway. These instructions so far aren't so bad. And yeah, getting rid of that chart was probably a good idea. Although there are visual learners, but they do have illustrations, like actual illustrations and not drawn out, so that's good. Okay, so for round 6, We're going to chain 1, do 5 single crochet stitches, and increasing stitch 4 times, and end up with slip stitch and end up with 28 stitches. Okay, so chain 1, and we're going to do 5 single crochet stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then we're going to do an increasing stitch. 1, 2. Then we just have to repeat this 3 more times. 5 single crochet stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Do an increasing stitch. And we just have to repeat this 2 more times. So 5 single crochet stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4. Try to clear that yarn there. If that happens to you, just go back. Might take a bit. Slow and steady wins the race. Okay. And go back. Let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. One more. 5. Let's just double check what happens when you get distracted. Increase 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. So 5 single crochet stitches, an increasing stitch. 1, 2. And then one more time, 5 single crochet stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And then we have an increasing stitch. 1, 2. Remove the marker. We're going to count back to 28 and do a slip stitch. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 28. Do a slip stitch. Okay, put the marker on the top of the last stitch you made. Then we're going to do rounds 7 through 12. So this is what I'm saying. So I think maybe they gave you 4 or 5, but this round is 7, 8. Flying everywhere. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So as long as I pick out my markers in advance, I know exactly how many rows I need without even counting them. So I just have to do them till I use them up. So just double count 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. All right. So for rounds 7 through 12, we're going to chain 1, do 28 single crochet stitches, a slip stitch, and then there's of course going to be 28 stitches at the end of each round. So because this is repetitive for the next 6 rounds, I'm just going to do this in silence and you can follow along. You can slow down the video like I said, or speed it up or what have you, but we'll come back in round 13. Okay, so we have finished round 12. I removed the marker from the last round and put it on the top stitch of the last round we just did. And then I removed all the other markers because we don't need them anymore. If you're wondering why this might be a little bit bigger than yours, or maybe a lot bigger, it's covering up my hand, is because two reasons. The yarn that I'm using is, again, Red Heart, and it's definitely a little thicker and fluffier than the yarn that they pack you in the kits. Also, the needle could be larger if it's not 3.5 millimeters, but also because when I do my stitches, I hold my hook underhand. This like allows you to make nice loose stitches. So that's gonna make your project bigger. For beginners, I know that when I was starting out, and you can comment below and correct me because everybody is different, but as a beginner we tend to do tighter stitches. So these just seem loose and uniform. Your stitches are probably tighter and smaller than this. So the way that these are, and I said it from the beginning, they do not give you enough yarn. So a beginner doing this is okay, because when you tend to do tighter stitches, it means you're saving yarn. It's sad to say, but if you want to look at it that way, I have my own yarn, so I'm using this. It's clearly different, so I don't have to worry about that. But yeah, like I said, if you don't have these markers and you're using yarn to mark them, if you can't use any other yarn but the kit, I would say use it sparingly. Cut a small piece and you can slip it through your stitch. You can use your hook to kind of help you you know, pull that yarn through if it's that small. But you know, we're gonna continue this in a part 2. Actually, this is just like around 45-50 minutes. It's not bad. My videos are normally 2 hours long. We could potentially finish this whole thing in a 2-hour video, but just to break it up, because this is a smaller project, I can always continue this another time too. I'm actually doing this during my lunch break too. I normally edit the videos together, but let's just put this much out because I know this was requested. We're gonna come back and do round 13 through the rest, and then depending on that time, we can either do a part 3 and then finish the flippers and the tail, or do all that in a second video, and then for the last video do the assembly. It's a lot of bits and pieces that you have to do with these kits, so it is a beginner, but sometimes it gets a little too much at once. So hopefully this is a good starting point. Comment below with any feedback or anything like that. Let me know if you're enjoying this kit. Let me know if you are having a good time doing it. I hope so. This is a perfect hobby. I love doing these. At any rate, so thank you so much for watching, you guys. This is Isms by Josie. Please share, like, and subscribe for future videos, and I'll see you again next time. Thanks. Bye.